Welcome to A Talk with Armani.
I am your host, Armani IMAN.
This is the show that takes you behind the scenes and in front of the screen of all different types of productions. Whether it's a feature film, a brand new TV show, or writing a book, I introduce you to those powerhouses that make those productions work. Make sure you stay tuned as I bring to you my first guest. Welcome to A Talk with Armani. I am your host, Armani IMAN. Today I have a very exciting show for you. As a matter of fact, it's super packed with excitement. You're not going to want to miss it. Make sure you stay tuned. I'll be right back. You're watching A Talk with Armani. Welcome back to A Talk with Armani. So as I promised you, I will always bring you somebody interesting and engaging and entertaining, as well as people that are behind the scenes and in front of the screen of some of the biggest productions. Please help me welcome my first guest, Mr. Scotty Scott. How are you?
How you doing?
Well, first of all, thank you for coming.
I'm happy to be here.
Of course. And I mean, I always like to have not only entrepreneurs, but I think my favorite guest is that professional person turned entrepreneur. Like we were in the corporate world doing our thing and clocking in and doing our 40, sometimes 60, sometimes 80 or whatever, depending on where we were working. And then we just decided to hang a shingle.
Yes.
So tell me your story.
Well, basically, most of my start came with the music industry.
Okay.
I used to be an executive marketing, branding, and promotion with some of the biggest labels in Atlanta, such as LaFace Records, So Def, Def Jam, Universal, Arista, and so the marketing and the branding and promotion world was my world. So some of the biggest artists out of Atlanta or whatever. Back in the days, we didn't have social media, so it was boots on the ground type promotion.
Yeah, you had to put the work in.
Whatever.
Right,
And,
you had to get out there.
Yeah, my good
with some
friend,
flyers.
My good friend
posters.
Jimmy over there, he knows about that.
Okay.
Or whatever. And so, I had a long tutelage with that, and then over the course of years, I noticed that certain decisions couldn't be made because I didn't own it. I worked for someone that owns something.
Absolutely.
So I started yearning to want to have my own and own my own. And so in 2010, I stepped away, because I always was just freelance anyway.
Okay.
And so I bounced around from label to label, and I stepped away, and in 2011, I trademarked the word ATL Wood.
Okay.
Which I combined the ATL for Atlanta, the Wood for Hollywood.
Okay, so ATL Wood, I got you.
Right,
okay.
And so, it stands for Atlanta being the new Hollywood because of all of the film productions.
This is the hub now.
Right, and so when I created it and I went around to some of my peers in the music industry, the executives, and most of them called me crazy, laughed, didn't get it. But I knew that the 2008 tax incentive deal that Nathan Deal did to allow for people to come from anywhere in the world to Georgia to film, and then you get a return at the end of the year. So you film for almost half price, then you get money back. So that was caused the influx of all of the filming.
Absolutely.
And so what happened with the, the situation was I just grinded it out myself, and I just used other people who were not even big time people. I did a grassroots type campaign.
Okay.
And I kept it grassroots because, I'm friends with a lot of celebrities, but you can't depend on them.
Right.
They're not consistent. If they get mad at the world, then your brand is at the mercy of them getting mad.
Absolutely.
And so I wanted to do a grassroots 9 to 5, just regular people type, loving it, loving the concept and supporting it. And then next thing you know, now it's trending worldwide with the help that Atlanta just passed California recently to acquire the #1 film and television spot in the world.
Right.
And this was before Black Panther. We
had
that.
Okay. Right.
So all that ties into, to ATL Wood. And so, but it's bigger than just the film industry. We're currently #1 in the music industry also because the Migos have tied the Beatles for most entries on the billboards.
Right, absolutely.
They're from Atlanta. So that's ATL Wood also, because before we was the film Mecca, we were the music Mecca. We was like the Motown of the South.
Correct.
During my tenure, I saw it gradually go from that to the film, but the music hadn't went anywhere anyway. You know, because Justin Bieber didn't go to Los Angeles or New York and Miami to get artist development. He stayed in Atlanta for 3 years.
Okay,
You know, like before he came out with Baby, Baby, Baby.
Right,
He stayed with Scooter Braun's from Atlanta. He went to Emory. Usher's from Chattanooga, but he got honed in Atlanta.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So some of the biggest artists in the music game. And then on the tech world, like Atlanta is starting to become a baby Silicon Valley, if you will.
Right, okay.
With, you know, Google is here and folks don't even know it. You know, Amazon has a distribution center here, and
Verizon is here. There's so many different people that are here, and you're right.
And that's all ATL would also.
Yeah, and Atlanta has become, well, you know, Atlanta and the surrounding areas has become a melting pot for all different types of talent.
Definitely.
Regardless of what your talent is. If you come here and you want to work, you can work. You know, and I think that the important thing that Atlanta offers is opportunity. So you do have the opportunity to come and to hang your shingle. You know, you do have the opportunity to come up with an idea and say, you know what, I might try to see if this will work. And there's usually someone, it might not be a whole lot of people that's, you know, going to toot your horn, but there's usually someone that'll say, you know what, that might work. You know, let's see what we have to do to get that done. But even if you don't, even if it's just you, the resources are so vast and available that you can say, you know what, I can do this, I can try this, and if it doesn't work, you can try something else. So with ATL Wood, the New Hollywood, you do marketing, branding, promotion of all different types of products and services?
No, it's just for, right now, hats and t-shirts, actually.
Okay.
And I'm going to do ATL Wood Films. I'm going to launch it later on. I'm going to have ATL Wood radio station. I'm going to have ATL Wood.
Okay, so it started out with the trademark.
Started out with the trademark.
And then we brought in the clothing.
Brought in the clothing.
And now we're going to venture into the entertainment industry.
Yeah, I wrote about like 35 to 40 segments and episodes of a docuseries I created called Welcome to ATL Wood.
Okay.
Showing me over the last 5-6 years going to all of these fabulous things in Atlanta, music related, but mainly film related, to show the world why I dare call this brand ATL Wood. How dare you?
And you wrote this?
Oh, I've got it in the vault.
Oh, well, you need to get it filmed.
I have it in the vault.
We want to see it. Don't we want to see it? We want to see it. We definitely want to see it.
I have it in the vault. So basically, it's way more than just a hat or a t-shirt. That's just the basis of how most things start.
Absolutely.
And so my thing that I want to do in the future, thinking long term, how about ATL Wood Casino and Resorts?
Oh, wow. Now,
franchised out throughout the world.
Absolutely.
You know, and so that's my big plans. And so, I want to partner with a bunch of people. And now that we're #1 in the world, a lot of film and television studios now are starting to want to partner with me and talk licensing deals, because that's a conversation, especially with African American men and women, that we don't even know that world, truthfully.
Right.
And so I want to basically be the one to step out and do it, but I want to educate also the importance of owning a trademark is very huge.
Important. Well, owning your name, owning your brand, being able to use your name or your brand is very important. A lot of people don't realize that if you don't own it, and you literally have to file paperwork to own it, then somebody else might own it. And, you know, a quick story, back when I was in Philadelphia, I owned a bar, and I bought it from the gentleman that had it for like 30, 40 years. He never owned the bar name. He never owned it. And then I went and I registered for it because it was popular. So when later on some stuff happened and he was back in his taxes, whatever happened, and it came into, you know, where we had to go to litigation, I was the actual owner of the name. So even if we hadn't come to an agreement for, you know, what we needed to work out, he could have reopened. He just wouldn't have been able to reopen under that name because I had registered it. I made it mine. And people don't realize that that's something that you have to do. You have to do your due diligence when you're opening a business. Branding is very important, but if you're branding a name you don't own, then you might be doing a whole lot of legwork for somebody else. You know? So, but we want to follow your movement. We want to, you know, be on Instagram with you. We want to see when you go from to T-shirts, to getting your movie out there or getting your docuseries out there. Tell us, how do we follow you?
Well, basically, my Instagram is official ATL Wood.
Okay.
I'm Scotty Scott on Facebook. Believe it or not, my Twitter is ATL Wood Global.
Okay.
But could I spill a little bit of tea with you right now?
Okay, go ahead.
So everything that you just said about what you did and what I did as far as registering and having an actual trademark, what if I told you, even in doing that, here's some more education for people that don't know, even when you do all of that and you protect yourself, what if I told you that the trademark infringement that has went on for the last 4 years is worldwide, and that I've been blackballed to not even be able to do licensing deals with the powers that be because the elite think that I'm the bootleg.
Are you serious?
Yes, and so I kept it in for all of these years, but I think it's time to talk about it and tell the truth that a lot of people think that it's just a thing because the powers that be are using it, and they're not using it and not making money. It's a thing that's called clickable content revenue, and it's a thing that's called advertising. So if you're using, have you ever seen that ATL Wood in the Hollywood Hills sign?
No, I haven't. No.
Okay, so that's used by just about every major multimedia company on the top of the top. Use it to start the story off.
Okay.
Draw the people in.
Okay.
And at the end of it, if you would like to be and work in the Georgia film industry, contact us. If you would like to advertise with us, contact us. And so you're using my name and my likeness, and most of all of those companies is owned by Time Warner.
So my question now is this. Knowing that what you know and what you've said, you have no legal recourse?
Most people that I've went to within the last 3 years are scared of Time Warner.
So it's a David and Goliath type
because
situation.
When they find out that when I want to go after this entity or this entity, and they find out, wow, they own them too, and they own them too, and nobody wants to go against Goliath.
Well, hopefully we have some people that are watching that might want. I want you to definitely reach out. You can go to my website, www.talkwitharmani.com. You can follow him on Instagram. You can follow him on Facebook, Scotty Scott.
And my website is www.atlwood.com.
Yeah, and if there's some infringement lawyers out there, if there's some copyright lawyers out there, if there's some trademark lawyers out there, go to the website, go to his website, go to the social media. Any help, any advice, any support you can give Scotty Scott, because this is a true David and Goliath battle. And just because we are entrepreneurs, just because we are considered small business, doesn't mean our business is small. Right. We'll be right back.
You're watching A Talk with Armani.
Welcome back to A Talk with Armani. So we're keeping right on with this super show. First of all, once again, thank you, Scotty Scott, for coming in and talking to us and telling us all about the different things that goes on behind the scenes for real when you're dealing with Goliath and David and trying to start your own business. But also now we have the super realtor, Mr. Jimmy Jones, who's going to tell us a little bit lighter side of starting your own business and starting a family or starting a home or whatever it is. Please help me welcome Mr. Jimmy Jones. Hi.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Of course. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
So, super realtor. How does one get the title of being realtor to the stars or having these extraterrestrial powers? Like, what sets you aside from everybody else? Why choose you?
Well, I'm a unicorn. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. You're special.
No. All glory to God, first of all. And also, thank you so much for having me on your show.
Of course.
My name is Atlanta's own Jimmy Jones. I'm a native of Atlanta by way of Decatur, Georgia. Okay. And I also go by Jimmy the Realtor.
Jimmy the Realtor.
My slogan is, I will not be outworked.
Oh, okay.
So I'm actually the hardest working realtor and party promoter in the city. So
you sell houses and you can do house parties.
That's right. I can stay in the house and I'm gonna throw the housewarming.
Oh, I know that's right. So how did you get into selling houses?
Well, thank you so much for asking. Through throughout my entire life, I've been helping people celebrate milestones, you know, and I realized that that was my passion, was to help people, bring people together to celebrate special moments. I mean, people trust me with their birthday parties, with their, you know, wedding, bachelor party, bachelorette parties. I actually own and operate TonightAtlanta.com.
Okay.
We're the largest email marketing company for parties,
yes,
events.
You are. You don't mind using Constant Contact either.
That's right. That's right. Or MailChimp. But yeah, so TonightAtlanta.com has over 80,000 email subscribers.
Okay.
And so I started that list back when I first moved back here from college. I'm a native of Atlanta, so I went to Florida A&M University. Shout out all the Rattlers.
Okay.
So I'm an HBCU grad, happy to be, and you know, I was throwing parties all while I was in college. You know, I'm a fraternity man.
Okay.
I'm a member of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated.
Okay.
And
Kappa Alpha Psi. Okay.
Kappa Alpha Psi.
Okay. No, I got
the greatest fraternity in the world.
Okay. Okay.
So I learned throwing events, you know, while I was in college, and I just kind of kept the momentum going because I enjoyed helping people celebrate their special moments.
Okay.
And so when I realized that, you know, I had a gift for it, you know, I started TonightAtlanta.com and started collecting emails at all my events.
Okay.
So a long time ago, before, you know, email marketing was popular, I coined the phrase email blast.
Okay.
No one was calling it an email blast before me.
Okay.
I remember,
Okay. That's your phrase. Let's do it. Email blast, hashtag. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I actually remember sitting in a meeting when I was in corporate America, and before I was about to transition out of that and do full time with TonightAtlanta.com, explaining to them that they needed to do an email blast, and they were like, "Well, what's that?" And I had to kind of get them, you know, bring them up to speed.
Blast the
we want to blast out what
to everybody that we know and someone that we don't.
Absolutely.
And so they wake up, they got emails from us.
Absolutely. So a lot of the things that I learned being a party promoter, you know, taught me a lot of the things about marketing as well.
Okay.
So, you know, it was a easy transition going from helping people celebrating milestones in their life to, in their adult life, celebrating the biggest milestone, which is buying a house.
Absolutely.
So it was a great transition, and me being a native of Atlanta, you know, I'm able to help people identify where they're, where they want to end up, where they want to move, you know, schools important, you know, all different type of things that go into it. So I'm able to really help people.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, that's fantastic because buying a house it's hard because you think you know what you want, but you don't really know what you want, and then you're almost like you have to be a psychologist too, because you gotta listen to, and after all the stuff that I say I want, you gotta be like, nah, she really just wants.
Right.
Nah,
well,
she says she want a horse farm, but for real,
right.
she just want a little backyard.
Right. Absolutely. Well, you know, it's fun, you know, because what it is you're learning to let people understand that their expectations, you know, sometimes they have to shape their expectations to match their budget.
Right.
So that's a great time to talk to people and make sure that I'm able to deliver exactly what they want for what they, you know, for what their budget is. But I'm also a specialist at helping people sell their home as well.
Okay.
So people that are looking to get the highest price with my advice.
Oh, okay, the highest price with your advice. Look at you, you is dropping jewels. You is Gene.
Get the highest price with my advice.
Okay.
They can holler at Jimmy the Realtor, and I'm gonna get your home sold fast for the most money.
Okay, now tell me how we then take off our suit, or maybe we still got the suit on and go to the club. What's going on with that?
Well, you know, through TonightAtlanta.com, my email list, I'm able to drive traffic. I'm able to drive people to my events, and I still currently throw weekly and monthly and annual events.
So, wait a minute, because now you know the mind is clicking. Wait a minute, hold on. So, your database, which has, like you said, over 80,000 emails.
Yes,
now, let's say I wanted to have a mixer or something like that, and I don't know anybody because I'm just here. I can contact TonightAtlanta.com to promote my event and get me bodies inside my event?
Yes, ma'am. I've been doing it for over the past 14 years.
Wow. So you can look like you know everybody, even though you don't know anybody.
That's right.
You can look successful.
That's right.
You know, wow.
Yeah. So I've definitely built my list up to be a reliable tool for not only people looking to advertise events, but for small businesses as well.
Okay.
People looking to get the word word out to 80,000 people. I mean, we only charge $100 a blast. So where else can you get 80,000 people? You know, be able to touch 80,000 people for only $100?
Now let me ask you a question. Realistically speaking, I've got 80,000 names. If a client was to come to you and say, "Hey, I've got this small business. I've got an ice cream shop." You know, we just had a young lady that has a mobile taco stand. And a mobile taco business. And she says, "You know what, I want to start getting business. You've got 80,000 clients. Now a lot of people think, okay, 80,000, I'm disappointed if I don't have 80,000 people or 60,000 people. But I think realistically, what does it say? The ROI, the contact amount would be about.
Well, my average open rate is anywhere from 3 to 5%.
Okay.
So, you know, I tell people, we help you lead the horse to the water. It's up to you to make them drink.
But let's do that. So now look at this. Let's do the math. So we've got 80,000 email blasts. That's when we're going to send it out to. And his open rate is anywhere from 3 to 5%. So 1% of 80,000 is 800.
You did that math.
Now, if you do the math, I do the math. So my brain is clicking. So here's the thing. If your business can use 800 people, that's 1%. He said 3 to 5%. I'm saying 1%. If your business can use 800 individual new looks.
Holla at your boy.
There you go. There you go. TonightAtlanta.com. And how much is it?
We only charge $100, but if they mention talking with Armani, I'll knock off $25 off the first blast.
Oh, wait a minute. Everybody call him right now. It don't even matter what it is. Call it right now. Let's call. We're going to talk. What is it?
TonightAtlanta.com.
You done got me excited. So because there's so many different small businesses that can benefit from that. And you look at it, even if we go below, and we're going to take it one step further. Your business is not that good, whatever. But you still do the email blast. If it's a 0.5% of his people, you're still looking at 400 new unique individual visitors that will look at your business. So if you, being the worst salesperson in the world, can convert only 1% of that.
That's right.
You know what I mean? You're looking at having some new customers, paying for your revenue, paying for the stuff that you just invested, and being successful.
Yes, ma'am.
I think we got to take that chance.
Yes, absolutely.
I think we got to do it. I think we have to support Jimmy the Realtor.
Absolutely. The hardest working realtor in Atlanta.
The hardest working
realtor. I will not be
realtor.
out work. And
he
also,
will not be out work. And then we're going to have a party. Wait a minute. What is
I brought
this?
you something. This
I love gifts.
This is my brand. I will not be out work. So this is for you.
Okay. He will not be out work. Do you see this? He will not be. So
those shirts are available for sale at IWillNotBeOutWork.com.
IWillNotBeOutWork.com. We're going to make sure that we put the link on our website today.
And I can help sell your house.
And he can sell your house. And he can probably, do you do commercial real estate?
Yes, I specialize in helping buyers and sellers, commercial, luxury, new construction. Also, I have an event coming up where people can come out and they can learn how to, buy a home with zero down payment. We have some great down payment assistance programs that we talk about. It's called Sip and Sell.
Okay.
And my next one is Wednesday, April 18th at M-Bar.
Okay.
And people can go to sipandsellatl.com to RSVP.
So we got a whole
event.
bunch of websites that we got to remember, but the most important thing is we need to follow Jimmy the Realtor.
Atlanta's own Jimmy Jones.
Yeah, Atlanta. Oh, wait a minute, you done gave me too many names. Jimmy, we need to follow Jimmy. What's your social media?
Well, you can follow me on 2 different handles on Instagram.
Okay.
I'm at Atlanta's own Jimmy Jones.
At Atlanta's own Jimmy Jones, okay.
That's right. And also at I am Jimmy the Realtor.
I am Jimmy the Realtor. So we're going to follow Jimmy. We're going to participate in Jimmy's business because if we participate in his business, Jimmy will participate in our rescue. And that's making our business more successful.
Yes.
Thank you so much for coming on. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for your time.
Of course. We'll be right back.
You're watching To Talk with Armani.
Welcome back to A Talk with Armani. So as promised, this is a super show. So we've got so many different talented people from all different walks of life. And today I have Miss Frederica Jones. Please help me welcome her. So, business owner, period. Yes. Being a black woman, business owner, and then the type of business that you're in is very, very competitive.
Yes.
So what made you decide not only to throw your hat in the entrepreneurial ring, but also open a pub?
Well, I've always worked in restaurants since I was like 15, and that was my first job. I've never done anything else but work in a restaurant. So when I moved to Atlanta in '96, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted a little small wing shack. You know, I didn't want to do any alcohol, but my goal was just to open up a wing shack. And in 2013, this one became available, and we made it happen.
So now, with you owning a business, so first of all, let's go back. We were working in businesses, and we would, you know, as we got older and older and older, we said, you know what, this is what we really want to do. We really want to put our foot forward and just kind of cross that road to owning our own business.
Right.
So then you came across the location. Now, when you first decided to do that, because that wasn't that long ago, that was about 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Which, congratulations,
Thank you. I'm on the
5 years.
5-year mark. Yeah, I am. Yes.
So when you first decided to do that, what were some of the challenges that presented itself?
The first challenge is the people that owned the building, they had a leasing company.
Okay.
So when I went to look at the building and I talked to the lady, she did not want to lease it to me because she said, oh, you've never owned a business before. You know, they want somebody in this business who knows what they're doing. Mind you, the building was a restaurant, maybe 2 or 3 restaurants before I got it.
Right.
And just so happened, my daughter had just graduated from high school. I took her to Cancun for her graduation. And when I got back, the owner had called me. He's like, look, if you want this building, I need you to be here today at 5 o'clock. Mind you, he had left me several messages, but we were in another country, so I wasn't getting my messages. And I called him. I met him down there. He said, hey, this is my office address. Meet me there tomorrow. I went there with my cashier's check for my deposit and my first month's rent. And the rest is history.
Wow, the rest is history. Look at God.
Yeah.
So the realtor, the leasing company who was involved with it, she didn't want to rent to you because you didn't have a prior history. But the owner, recognizing that, okay, how does a small business start unless somebody helped them start, gave you a chance, and you've been there, and now your business is growing and growing and growing.
It is.
That is marvelous. What's next for you?
Well, I have a smaller restaurant, which is just get it and go. It's just food only. And we're also looking into doing a food truck. And that's what we're looking for. We want to go to places where, you know, you have a huge following, there's a lot of people there, and when they come out, they're like, oh my God, here's a food truck, let's get it. Without having to go to all these different places, you got it right there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank
we
you.
want to follow you. So tell me, so the name of your restaurant?
It's a Sandtown Pub.
Okay, Sandtown Pub.
Yep.
Okay, and it is in North Fulton.
It's in South Fulton.
Okay,
Yeah,
10
South
minutes
Fulton.
away from the airport.
Correct.
So we've got a full sit-down restaurant, and then we've got a takeout restaurant.
Yeah.
And they're on the same road. So if you start out one part of Campbellton Road and you won't miss it because you're either gonna come to the takeout or you're gonna come to the full restaurant.
Yeah.
And you have a website.
Yes, it's sandtownpub.com.
Okay, and the social media?
All our handles with Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook is Sandtown Pub.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to make sure we come out there. I'll come out and have lunch.
Thank you. Thank you.
All righty. We'll be right back.
You're watching A Talk with Armani.
Welcome back to A Talk with Armani. So thank you so much for joining me. And as promised, I brought you some very interesting people. I mean, we had Scotty Scott, Jimmy, the realtor, the super hardest working. He had so many titles, I can't even remember it. And finally, Miss Frederica Jones. We have to continue to support our small business. So until next time, stay safe.